What's up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool stream slash video. And today I just want to do a little introduction on the microphone. And we're going to get back into this park. And today we're going to be creating a new ride. Because I've been doing all the coasters off screen, as you can see. I actually did a couple of things off screen since the last time I streamed this park. I actually built a simple little wooden coaster here, which is actually really simple. It's not necessarily going to go here in the park. I'm most likely going to move it around into different area of the park and stuff like that, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create an RMC today, and I got plans on creating I thought about doing a dueling RMC, kind of like something very similar to Twisted Colossus, and that's kind of what I'm going to do here. I think I'm going to go ahead and create something similar to Twisted Colossus. So that's what we're going to probably be doing. It's going to be all one coaster. So it's not actually going to have two stations. It's just going to have the one station, and you're going to go through both tracks afterwards. So just like Twisted Colossus, and we're going to use the hybrid steel track. So it's going to be an RMC. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the episode, and let me guys know, give it a like if you like it, and subscribe. So anyways, that's all I got for you for introduction wise. We're just going to be building this RMC layout, and it's going to be really cool. So it's going to be like a dueling coaster, and it's going to be really cool. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the live stream, and I'll see you guys in just a little bit at the end. So bye. Alright, just to give you guys an insight of what I'm trying to do here is I put a blank piece of track here to try and get it to line up for when we do come back around. That way I can actually get the track where I need it for when we get to the second time we go around the track, because this is going to be, again, like Twisted Colossus, and you're going to be coming back and you're going to go through the other side as well. So that's kind of how it's going to match up, and I wanted to make sure I had an idea where this piece of track is going to be, and it will be a lot easier in the long run to match it up a little bit. So that's how that is going to be, and yeah, it's going to be really cool. Hey guys, it's me again. I haven't talked in a while, but I just like to let you guys know what I'm doing. I've been messing around with the operations and stuff, and I've been doing my best to sync these two trains up so that they will literally be racing each other. Now I'm very, very close. The red just gets slightly ahead of the orange yellowish type track, like just by a pinch. We're very close here, and I'm trying to figure out what I can do. I think a whole second, changing this by a whole second might actually not work, and it looks like it's not going to be in sync 100% of the time. So, like in real life, they're not going to be able to do it 100% of the time, but most of the time they're going to do it. So, it's a very difficult task to try and sync these up. And everything, but we're getting there, and we've gotten some pretty close ones. Like that last one before this one was actually pretty neck and neck, so I will point that out. But you just gotta sync it up as close as you can, and I might try again. See, most of the time they are pretty synced up pretty well. Now the red usually pulls ahead quite a bit, so I'm going to try something. I don't know if this will be good or work very well. We're going to go ahead into the yellow/orange lift here. We're going to try and maybe speed this lift up by maybe 1 mile an hour. I don't know if that will help. Let me make sure it didn't change this one. I'm sure it didn't. 4 miles an hour. This one's still 4. You're supposed to be 5. 4. Come on, you're supposed to change to 5. That's what I'm trying to do. Not 6. I just want 1 mile an hour faster. That's all I want. 5. There you go. No, I don't think it will not let me do. Oh, there we go. There we go. 4. Sit. Okay. I said 5. And you stay there. Why does it automatic? I guess you can't go by 1. You have to go by every 2. Like, is 5 or 7 possible? I don't know why it's not changing these, but it's changing it to 6, and I want it to stay at 5. You're gonna stay at 5? That's kind of what I want. That's what I want you to do, is stay at 5. So you're changing to 6, but I want you at 5. So what if I had you at 6? Correct. And what if I had you at, I don't know. Can I guess it doesn't want to stay put. Interesting. I don't know why this wants to not stay at 5. It jumps back to 6 every single time, which is kind of crap. But you gotta also keep in mind that this will, if I change that to 6, it's going to make the ride go ultimately a little bit faster as well. So, red does seem to plan ahead. You just got to do a lot of different synchronizing, and it takes some time to actually get this right. So, what if we're gonna, just for poops and giggles, we're gonna try. We'll go ahead and change this to 6 since I can't change it to 5, and we're gonna try that. See, it's not. Sometimes it wants to change, and sometimes it doesn't. So we'll change you to 6. Okay. 6. Alright, you're 4. And you're still 4 for some reason. Are you kidding me right now? This is kind of some ridiculous stuff here. Let me guess. You'll stay at 14, wouldn't you? Yeah, you would. But I don't want you at 14. I want you. Alright. Alright, I'll set you to 5. Last time you stayed. You're still not moving. Why isn't this... Why isn't it moving? Stay at 5. You didn't stay at 5. Oh, did it work that time? It worked that time. Maybe you have to do it at the bottom. I don't know. I don't know at this point. It doesn't tell me most of the time. Alright. We're going to test this out now. I'm going to try and do 4 trains, because that's probably what we're going to want to run anyways, is 4 trains. This minimum departure interval is actually very important. It kind of goes like how many seconds before it will depart from the next block section, or the station rather, and that's actually very important. So we're going to see here what this does with 4 trains, because I haven't tried it with 4 trains yet. This one's going to go ahead and get ahead of that one, because that one was on a... I'm a little nervous, because I think one of them hopefully might not stop at the top. And we're going to have to probably change the interval time now a little bit. And again, this will probably change a lot when, you know, guests get on. They're going to have different timings, but the way the departure time is, hopefully will change that. So this should be getting going soon. Looks like this one's going to get quite a bit ahead. So I think we need to turn the departure time just slightly down. Oh, as you can see there, this one's going to have to wait. Of course, that one's in front of it. So it's a little bit wonky of how this is working. We got, especially with 4 trains. 4 trains is going to be a little bit tricky, unfortunately. So, because we have 2 block sections here. These are both block sections. We have a block section at the end of the ride. So I'm trying to figure out exactly what I need to do to sync this up with 4 trains. Because it's going to be kind of hard. This one can't go through the way it's set up. It can't go through until this one leaves the station. Well, which kind of sucks. So if we got rid of the departure time entirely, see how that works. That way this one will go and maybe match up with this one. So it'll come out and hopefully we'll stick here. And we'll see exactly how this works. It shouldn't move until... Okay, it's going to move. Anyways. I felt like it was a lot easier with 3 trains. 3 trains made a little bit difference here. In fact, let's go down to 3 trains. I think 3 trains makes a little bit more sense on this ride. So we're going to test it. And we're going to change the interval again. Let's change it to about 45 seconds. So we're just going to fast forward. So the first few aren't going to match up together. There we go. Now, I believe I made this lift hill slightly faster. So it just might catch up to the other train. As you can see, it is considerably going a little bit faster than the other one. And it looks like it's going to pull ahead a little bit too soon. Which is a slight issue. Like, that's why I wanted to just make it 5 miles an hour. But for some reason, it's not letting me. Yeah, that's way too far ahead. So let's go back into the edit track here. Click on here. I don't know why this can't be 5. It's always 4 or 6. it won't go back. Alright, so we'll leave it at 4. I suppose for right now. See if I have it selected here. Yeah, it's going to stay at 4. Alright, that's okay. There we go. Very hard to match up, sync up anyways. There might be some other settings that we can mess with that might actually help. I'm not entirely sure. But that's the way we're going to have to treat it. So this one will run through, and the idea is that this one will launch in time for this one to match up with it. But they're not synced up just enough. This one left too soon, so we need the wait time just a little bit more. I think I had it, where I had it before was like 47, 48 seconds. It was actually pretty good. So what we're going to do here is we're going to click on this, and we're going to change the interval to 40. Let's try 47. See how 47 works. In fact, before it goes, I don't know if it worked on that. So we're going to restart it here. And it's going to look really cool. At least that's the hopes. I've never really made a dueling coaster before. I mean, I've attempted it, I think, but I've never actually made it fully myself. So this is kind of like a little prototype. It's not very long. It's supposed to resemble a little bit of Twisted Colossus, obviously. Yeah, see, that one's pretty good. Like, they're pretty neck and neck. Not 100% perfect. Actually, they're actually pretty close. This one's pulling ahead. The lift hill should not be faster than that. They're both 4 miles an hour. Because that was perfect before it started going. What? Is this one still 6? Let me guess. It's 4. 4? Oh, I think it's a glitch. It's actually at 5 right now. See how the meter's up? It's a glitch. It still says 4, but it's actually at 5. Okay. I think I see how that happened now. I think that's actually a small glitch that I've noticed. Might need to report that. A little number glitch. Alright, let's see how it works now. The first time worked pretty well, as long as the other chain lift speed isn't faster. Alright, moment of truth. Okay. We're going to run it a couple times, and it's going to be different every time. It's not going to be the same each and every time, so that is something to note. Looks like the red falls behind a lot now. The red side's falling behind. Nope, not on that one. Now it's way ahead. So, I don't know if there's actually a way to get these synced up perfectly. I think it most likely might be pretty impossible. But every so often, I think there might be one that's going to be perfect. Or close to perfect, rather. Like, we were getting pretty close earlier. But it looks like most of the time the red actually falls behind a little bit. And we're going to try and get them the best we can, but... And then every so often the red pulls ahead, like a considerable amount. So we're going to try this, and I think I had it at 48 last time. So we're going to bump that up to 48. We're going to try one more time. Now this is not a set area where this coaster is going. I'm just building it. Same with the wooden coaster that I built earlier. The only set one coaster that is set in its location is the B&M Floorless. I'm just getting some coaster designs here at the moment, and that's what we're kind of doing right now. And that one's pretty close. Might even have to go as far as 49 seconds. Because you want that high five element. It's pretty good. As you can see now, the yellow almost looks more like a yellow. See, and then like every third one, the red one's gonna get ahead. So I think it's almost impossible to get them every single time, because the timing of the ride is not perfect. But with that being said, I think we can do the waiting time on up to 49. That might just help. So we have to wait at first for the ride to launch. As long as they don't stop at the lift hill, top of the lift hill. Of course, the first one's not an issue at all. But all right, we'll see how this works. But it's a pretty good design. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, it resembles Twisted Colossus quite a bit. Should we go as far as 50 seconds? It's pretty close. We'll go as far as 50. I know I'm spending a lot of time on this, but I really would like to try and figure out, see if I can get at least most of the time of it being synced up. It's going to be the ultimate goal here, is to try to have most of the time having these coasters synced up together. Because racing coasters, when they're racing, obviously, makes it a little more exciting. Now, it looks like every third one it's going to be way off, but if we can get it to where, you know, because there's nothing you can really change there unless I added like a different brake section. See, that one was a little bit off. Just let it run a couple times and we're going to see how close this gets each time. Like, every so often, look at this one. Look at that one. That one has to be perfect. Wow. This one has to be perfect. So, I think we're going to keep the settings where they are now. I think this is the closest we're going to get every so often. Every so often, you're going to get a perfect one like this. Like, I don't think you can get it more perfect than this. Like, that's pretty insane. That's pretty good right there. I'm not going to lie. Like, I don't think you can get any closer, so this is going to be a... We got to watch this one. I don't know if I'm going to go in cinematic view or just kind of look for it off-ride. Look at him go. And you got the high five. So it looks like the yellow one actually has a lot more speed on it than the red track itself. Again, I'm an amateur at making these kind of rides. But I will get better throughout the time. So maybe it's a good thing when the red goes just a slightly bit ahead. It might not be a bad thing. Especially if one's slower. You know, it's not always a bad thing if one is slightly ahead of the other on the lift hill. But it's pretty awesome. I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty cool with this. When I say slightly ahead, this is probably a little bit too much, but... Yeah, you see how much further behind it gets. But there are probably some pretty good moments. So you can see it gets... Oh, here's a good spot right there. Not the greatest design, I know, but it was worth a shot. It syncs up pretty well, for the most part. I mean, let's take a ride. We haven't ridden it. It's pretty cool. Where's the other side? Haha, you'll never catch us. It's pretty cool, though. At least I got somewhat of an idea of how to make these things. Oh, boy. Where's the other train? There they are. At least you'll always be able to see them go by there. It's kind of cool. And then you hit the brake button. But we gotta ride the whole ride. You guys ready? Here we go. Here we go, dummies. Where's the other one at? Wait for it. Yeah! I love how the dummies, like, dart forward. Oh, you're on, dummies. We won't let them win. We can't. We can't let them win. This is pretty cool, though. I love the dueling. It's so cool. You're not gonna win against us, boys. We are professionals, except you're kind of further ahead. So. I wish you could change the colors of the trains on this one. I hope that does come in a future update. Yeah. Oh my. There they are. Get them. Then, of course, you head on to the other side with some new contenders. We're ahead of them. Yeah, so it's not the most perfect dueling coaster I've ever built, but I'm pretty proud of it. I'm not gonna lie. And as for names of this coaster, since I am making a Six Flags park here, I was thinking kind of the color scheme. I was gonna have the yellow, kind of the yellow and red, or kind of maybe a blue and red, which I obviously can still change. And I was gonna name it like Batman and Robin, kind of. I thought it'd be kind of a neat little concept, you know, to have, you know. I think it'd be neat. Because I want this to be a unique Six Flags park. And, you know, they made Twisted Colossus. It was a very popular ride. So they decided to make something similar, but give it a completely different theme and, you know, completely new. So I thought it would be kind of a neat idea. Oh, do we have another perfect one? Yeah, see, every so often you get a perfect one that's neck and neck. I'm just upset that I didn't sync them up as well as I hoped. Track layout wise. So it's definitely possible to make something like this. It's just that they're not going to be synced up every single time, but every once in a while, you know, as you can see, every few rounds, you know, they are synced up very well. And as for the track, I think I kind of misdone it, and it looks like I think the yellow side is a little bit faster. It gets through all these elements a lot quicker than the red side. So that's kind of a sucky thing, but that's alright. You know, at some points it actually does have some really cool thrilling parts to it. Like, I think if they're synced up together here, the high five element is really good, and if the red is slightly ahead, then you get a good spot right here when the other train's going over the other. It's actually a really neat, cool concept. So, anyways, I would love to continue building some of those, and those are actually really fun. So what I've built also in the past is actually a drop tower here, and I went ahead and called it Lex Luthor Drop of Doom. A lot of drop towers are called these. Not this particular kind. I think they're usually the ones that are kind of flat, not round. But I thought it would be, you know, I want the Six Flags Park to be a very unique Six Flags Park. You know, it has its typical, you know, names for rides and stuff like that, but they're going to be slightly different. You know, there's going to be a lot of custom rides, and you know, I might try to add a cloned ride or two or something like that. But overall, it's going to be a very unique Six Flags Park. That's kind of my goal for it. Now, to compare this, I actually do have the Twisted Colossus blueprint that I've downloaded from the Steam Workshop that someone did a very fantastic job on. Kudos to them. It's actually really good. And this is kind of what I based it off of. If you don't know Twisted Colossus, this is Twisted Colossus. It's from Six Flags Magic Mountain, and whoever built this, really good job. They did really good on it. And it's actually really cool. And it's a lot more creative than mine, but it's pretty neat, as you can see. But I tried to do my best on mine, but I don't know how synced up these are. Them itself has 4 trains going, so but Twisted Colossus, very cool ride. And as you can see, the heights, they're actually pretty decently the same height. So mine's almost like a smaller scaled version of this. So alright, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that. But let's take a look at the statistics here. It's got a pretty decent excitement rating, not as high as you would hope so, but let's take a look at the results. It's got a pretty decently long duration of 146.9 seconds. So that's well over 2 minutes long, almost 2.5 minutes long, which is actually really good. As for the length, 4,124 feet. It's not the longest coaster in the world for having 2 tracks side by side. I would love to make a larger scaled one eventually. Biggest drop of 110 feet and a max speed of 58 miles per hour. So pretty cool. And it's got inversions and a little bit of airtime. I'd figure the airtime would be just a little bit higher than that, but that's okay. Anyways, yeah, it's really cool. And I hope you guys think it is yourselves. Make sure you check this out. So I might upload it to the Steam Workshop. I'm not entirely sure. I'll call it like Batman and Robin is going to be the name of it. So I think it's a really cool thing here. So Batman and Robin. Really cool. I'm pretty proud of it. You know, it's pretty smooth for the most part, and not perfect by any means, so I'm not going to say this is a perfect ride. It's got its flaws, but overall really good. Alright, so let's take a look. As far as I know, you can't change the colors of the cars on this particular train. Nope. On this particular type. Which kind of sucks. I kind of wish there was other train designs too, you know, rather than this little Malice one. I wish there was like some generic ones and then maybe some other themed ones as well. But really cool how you can change the track color. And another thing I wish you could change is kind of the color of the wood as well. I wish you could have some painted wood like the white. I'm sure maybe that will come in the April update, because the April update is the next big update. Coming to Planet Coaster is going to be in April. So, anyways, quite cool. So, we're going to go ahead and save this now, since I haven't saved it yet. Six Flags Park. Okay. And it's a really fun. I'm pretty excited about this park. And, again, this isn't... I wouldn't even count this much as a series. More just me messing around and having fun in parks. So I like to have a lot of parks going on at once, even if some are off screen. So it just helps me get better in the game, I believe, you know, while I'm doing a series even, you know. Like this one I think is going to go very well, and whether I finish it or not, I'm not sure. But that's why I'm not really calling this one a series, because it's not going to be confirmed if I actually finish this. So as for this coaster, I actually named it Medusa. I thought it'd be kind of fitting. It's right at the front of the park, and you know, they've used that name before in the park, so I thought it'd be a good idea. and right there at the front of the entrance, so you get a good, nice B&M at the front gate, which is actually really cool. And it's kind of inspired slightly a little bit of the Batman design as well. So I'm also working on a little parking lot on the outside of the park as well. That will develop over time, but for right now, it's just going to be kind of like what it is right now. I think having a parking lot just adds a little bit more character to the park and makes it really, really cool. So anyways, if you haven't seen the new Westwood episode, I just uploaded it a little while ago, not too long ago, probably about 2 hours ago. So you can go check that out. Make sure you check that out. It's going to be really cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed just me messing around, making pretty much a Six Flags RMC dual coaster, or dual racing coaster, whatever you want to call it, kind of like Colossus. I think it's a really cool design and concept, and I would love to make more of these in the future. But anyways, that's going to do it pretty much for this live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure you have a great day and an even cooler tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching, and goodbye.